Hello to everyone, and welcome to www.topracing.co.uk, our video newsletter for January 2010. Well, first things first, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year as well. It is not just only a new year, but also a new decade, which for me is quite poignant, actually, quite important. But anyway, thank you very much for joining in. And just a quick thing, if you are quite new to this, you can feel free to share this report with any of your friends or colleagues. You can actually download this report yourself. Simply go to our website, which is topracing.co.uk, click on monthly newsletters, and you'll be able to download and read our newsletters. Okay, so feel free to distribute this to your friends and colleagues. Okay, so what we're going to cover this month for January 2010. First of all, we're going to cover a bit of a developing the millionaire mind, which is going to be part 2. Now, we did just start these newsletters last month, December 2009, and what we cover in there is obviously some useful horse racing information, but we also covered developing the millionaire mind. Last month we actually covered the concept that there is no such thing as the Holy Grail. Part 2 will focus now, or we'll move on to the power of focus. So we'll be discussing that in this issue. Also, we'll be looking at some useful information at Wolverhampton. So if you're looking at Wolverhampton courses, we'll be looking at some interesting information there. Now, we do promote some tipsters services, so some monthly services as well as some racing systems, and we're looking at some of the results there. That also includes the everyday profit system, which has made money every single month. And also, if you haven't got hold of our 46 racing systems for just £10, then you need to do so as well. Got some more horse racing information and some useful stats with regards to Tony McCoy races. Should you be laying Tony McCoy races is what we'll be looking at. And then we'll be looking at Developing the Millionaire Mind Part 2 continued, and then finish off with our quote of the month. Okay, so let's quickly move on. I do want to cover these newsletters in 2 videos, which is why it may seem sometimes I'm rushing just a little bit, so you have to bear with me. Now, first of all, my name is Paul Pate, and I'd like to welcome you to the Top Racing Members Club. It is a free club, so all you have to do is go onto the website at topracing.co.uk and fill in the short form there. All it is your first name and your email address, and you'll become a free member of our racing club. Now, what we do provide is some useful information every single day with regards to the day's racing, so that should prove quite useful for you as well. And once in a while, we also give some free bets as well as a trial of some of the systems that we're actually looking to promote soon as well. So if you are interested, simply visit our website, topracing.co.uk, and fill in the simple form there. Just a quick thing, my name is Paul Pate. I've been involved with quite a large number of money-making opportunities, including stock market trading, business opportunities, sports betting, and also the property market as well for over 20 years now. Okay. Now, our monthly newsletters will be packed full of information, mainly horse racing information, but also our millionaire mind techniques. These are techniques that I currently use myself after studying and modelling some of the most successful people on the planet. Okay. Now, we're going to cover Developing the Millionaire Mind, Part 2, which is the power of focus. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to cover this a little bit more detail in the second video. So keep an eye out for that in the second video, but you'd want to listen to this video first before moving on. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to actually move on to some useful horse racing information and some information that I've noticed at Wolverhampton. Now, as you know, finding possible winners can be such a minefield. Looking at key statistics, one can find possible clues as to potential winners. Now, something that I'm starting to notice is looking at the Wolverhampton course, is looking at races, looking at basically horses and where they're drawn in short races. Now, what I've been looking at is Wolverhampton. As you know, it's a left-handed course, and over a short distance such as 5 furlongs, I've noticed that in the last 57 races there have been 28 winners. Okay, this is a strike rate of 49%. But this is in horses running in the first 3 stalls, so horses that are drawn in stalls 1, 2 or 3. Now, this is obviously useful information if you are a backer or a layer. Now, what we tend to do is look at races with less than 12 runners. Now, some of our readers and some of our subscribers actually look at 10 or fewer runners, especially if they're looking to at win-only markets. So, now for those of you who do like to back horses, obviously looking at stalls 1 to 3 does seem to be a logical choice. Now, what we did notice on the 19th of January, we had 2 qualifying races. The first one was the 220 at Wolverhampton, and Lewin, who ran from stall 3, won at odds of 5 to 1. The only other qualifying race was the 320 at Wolverhampton, where Pactolos won at 3-1, running from stall 1. Okay, so just let you know that horses running in the first 3 stalls in 5 furlong races in runners of about 12 or less at Wolverhampton tend to do quite well. Now, if you did place these as single bets, of course you would have done nicely. Would have made a profit of plus 4 points in one day. So that would have been £400 profit in one day to £100 level stakes. On the previous day, the Monday, 250, we also had Turf Time, who ran from stall 2 and won at 10-3. So one thing we're starting to notice is that there is a bit of a pattern emerging from the top 3 stalls, as we suggested, but more research will be needed to be done there, especially if you are backing horses. Now, if you're laying horses, obviously you need to look at horses running in stalls 4 and above, preferably, obviously, with lower odds. Okay, so your liability is not so high. Now, we do have punters who do actually back and lay, so that is something you could look to do. So we'll be looking at finding out possible winners in future issues as well. But just to reiterate, looking at Wolverhampton courses over 5 furlong races, we're looking at horses drawn in stalls 1, 2 or 3 in races of 12 or fewer runners. Okay, now just want to cover something with regards to some of the results we've been getting. As you know, we do promote other people's services, whether it's racing systems or monthly tipping services. Now, one of the main ones is First Racing. Now, this is our flagship service at the moment. It did make, between March and December of last year, 2009, it did make an incredible 192.5 points profit, including 91.5 points profit in just 1 month alone. That was in September. In fact, during September, we had 9 winners out of 46 selections, which is a strike rate of 20%. That's 1 in every 5 selections, but made a profit of 91.5 points in 1 month. So obviously, if you were staking £10 on each bet, you would have made £915 profit. On £100 a bet, you would have made a massive £9,150. Now, some of the winners that we did have during September is Keeley, who won at 25-1, Santo Padre, who won at 14s, King of Swords, who won at 25s, Willie's Way, who won at 8s, and Rules and Regulations, who won at 20-1. Okay, so just to reiterate, between March and December 2009, we made 192.5 points profit. That's £1,925 profit to just £10 level stakes. If you were a bit more adventurous, £100 level stakes, it would have been £19,250 profit. Okay, that's our First Racing system there. Now, if you are interested in subscribing to our First Racing service, simply go. You can either click here if you look on our newsletter, or you simply visit our website topracing.co.uk and click on First Racing, and you can subscribe for just £27 per month. That's it, £27, not £90 or £100 or even £150, which some other tipsters are doing, but just £27 per month. Just a quick thing, during November and December, we did make marginal profits of 3 and 4 points. Not great as you'd expect because of the winter season, but also a lot of snow as well. However, many other tipsters did actually lose money. So we did make marginal profits, but we're slightly down so far in January. Okay, but nevertheless, we did make £192 profit. So just £27 per month there. Okay. Some of the other things that we're looking at, just to let you know, we are looking at promoting a laying tipster for the very first time. We have looked at some laying services recently anyway, but one service we're looking at is Profitable Lays. In December, it had 60 winners out of 73 bets. Okay, which means, remember, laying, for those of you who are not familiar, is when you expect your chosen horse to lose a race. So you actually make money if the horse loses. So we had 60 of 73 bets which came through. That's an 82% strike rate and a profit of plus 55 points. So if you were trying to make £10 per bet, you would have made £550 profit, or to £100 per bet, you would have made a massive £5,500. Okay, so far in January up to the 19th, we've had 29 winners from 33 selections. That's an 88% strike rate and profit of plus 25 points. Okay, so if you are interested, It is normally £50 per month. We'll be looking to increase that in a few months' time. You can get your hands on it though for just £30 per month. So that's Profitable Lays, just £30 per month, and simply visit our website at topracing.co.uk. Okay, so it's the First Racing and the Profitable Lays service. Okay, we're going to have to end the video there. So click on video number 2 now, and we'll continue our video newsletter on that video there.